So I have been pretty hard on Sony Animation for their past few films. They haven't really had anything outstanding, but there is one franchise of theirs that seems to resonate with people despite critics. Hotel Transylvania. Maybe it's the fact that it's about classic monsters and usually the films are released near October, but this third one was released in July. I know personally I like the films enough to give them a watch because of who is directing them. Genndy Tartakovsky, the creator of Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack. However, that doesn't mean I'm just going to give the movie a pass because of the director. There are still a lot of problems with this movie, and I'm not sure if it's because of Genndy or Sony Animation or Adam Sandler. Hotel Transylvania 3 is about Dracula and his family going on a cruise for a vacation. Mavis is worried that her dad has been working too hard, so she booked the cruise. Though in reality, Dracula has been trying to find dates because he's been lonely. While on the cruise, Dracula falls in love with the captain of the ship, Erica, who is a Van Helsing, so she actually wants to kill Dracula. That's the main plot of the film, but there's a few subplots going on, and that's the main problem with this movie, because it feels like there's no one focus. The movie also seems to stop at certain points just to show a sight gag or some very basic cartoon jokes. The main character here is definitely Dracula, so unfortunately there's not a lot going on with Mavis and the rest of the cast. The characters introduced in the last movie get a little subplot with the dog that was in the short before the Emoji Movie, of all things. Then all of the other monsters are just sort of there for the sight gags I mentioned. Now, by far the best thing the movie has going for it is the animation. That's what I appreciated about films like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the first Hotel Transylvania. It has 3D models moving more like they would in a 2D environment, and I really like that style. I know it might not be for everyone, but I really enjoy it. It makes it more cartoony. Although, I can definitely see how someone could call this movie a bit over-animated. A lot of the time it seems like characters are moving in wacky ways just to give them something to do. That, and it's kind of jarring when characters like Mavis don't really move like the others that often. It's like having one realistic human character in a world of cartoons. The worst of this movie is with the end though. The third act has something completely over the top and corny, but not in a good way. You know how a lot of people make fun of CG animated movies for having dance numbers at the end? Well, this one ends with something like that for the climax of the film, but much worse, and it gets really annoying really fast. So yeah, this is definitely the worst of the Hotel Transylvanias. This isn't the worst thing that Sony Animation has made, but I feel like they're misusing talent here, because Genndy is a great animation director. If they would just let him work on something original where he has more control and pair him with a great writer, then I think Sony could make something great. Maybe that will happen one day, but today's not that day. So if you have seen Hotel Transylvania 3, tell me what you thought of it down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take